everybody, and welcome to the 7th annual Slunger Games. Yes, that's right, they are finally here, Season 2, Episode 2 of the Slunger Games. This is female commentator Cern the Dog, and I'm going to be taking you through the journey to see which of these 60 contestants right here will win the prize of Heavy Spear and Tourist and 1,000 pearls. Also, a flower kind of stepped down, which means that now I had to make all of this. And also, it means I don't have to shout them out. Just kidding, I still will. Thank you, Flower, for, designing this whole thing and whatever. I just updated it. Anyways, now it's time for our contestants. In District 1, we have Flower and Dia Elna. I'm not gonna say that anymore. It's unfunny. I'll just call them Diana, you know. Next, we have Dyson Swarm and Novus. BatBox and Tourist. Tourist was just added as a filler one because why not? Moonlight and Ashical. Oh yeah, also, the Artificer disease kind of spread through the server, and now a bunch of players think they're Artificer. They're not. Also, shout out to Uni for making this art right here. It's pretty cool. Then we have Chris and Scav4. Chris kind of betrayed the Artificers and is dating a scavenger. Don't ask for the specifics behind that. It makes sense, okay? He betrayed the clan, you know. Ruffles and Wawa, ignore the two pictures. Max and Hero, Iron and Bestmat, Uni and Rudy, Tom and Ghost, Cones and Barnacle, Carlander and Logan ISL. This one I'm gonna call Logan ISL because it's truly hilarious. Firework Confetti and Ghost Goober, Zed and Enlightened, Fesh and Murdide. A shout out to the LGBT community. Lil Bobby and Alex Slugcat, Toaster Acid and Shrimpy Shrimpleton, Dado and Vin. Finally, the NPCs are the same as last time. You have Not Nice Survivor and Not Nice Monk, Survivor, Monk, Hunter, Artificer, different from all the other ones. Gourmand, Rivulet, Spearmaster, Saint, Nightcat, Enoch, Anime Survivor, Anime Monk, Engineer Cat, 3D Cat, Slugcat and Hat, and Gun Cat. Anyways, it's time to proceed. As the tributes wake up in their shelter, the horn sounds. Zenth fell in the void while trying to do a boosted jump. Enlightened runs away from the cornucopia. Toaster Acid runs away from the cornucopia. Rivulet flashbangs Saint and tries to kill him, but Saint escapes. Max runs away from the cornucopia. Firework took a pair of cherry bombs. Kuvi popped some popcorn plants. Cern the Dog successfully paid the scavenger bill. Not Nice Survivor flashbangs Lil Bubby and tries to kill him, but Lil Bubby escapes. Alex Slugcat uses a flashbang to distract Ostel and escapes. Scav4 breaks Uni's muzzle for a bag of chicken nuggets. Amonk runs away from the cornucopia. Spearmaster runs away from the cornucopia. Chris takes a handful of throwing rocks. Ghost sips from the rain drainage. Dado finds a grenade. Flower runs away from the cornucopia. Dyson runs away from the cornucopia. Enoch runs away from the cornucopia. Monk runs away from the cornucopia. Shrimpy Shrimpleton grabs the centipede shield. Not Nice Monk runs away from the cornucopia. 3D Cat and Artificer fight for a batfly. 3D Cat gives up and retreats. Rudy runs away from the cornucopia. Guncat runs away from the cornucopia. Barnacle uses a flashbang to distract Vin and escapes. Cones rips the spear out of Hero's hands. Iron decided to AFK in a quiet place. Tom took a pair of cherry bombs. Carlander puts on a vulture mask. Murdide runs away from the cornucopia. Survivor almost falls in the void, but Ruffles catches him. Anime Survivor runs away from the cornucopia. Wawa runs away from the cornucopia. Hunter runs away from the cornucopia. Bestmat runs away from the cornucopia. BatBox runs away from the cornucopia. Vibin runs away from the cornucopia. Prada runs away from the cornucopia. Diana finds a bag full of camping equipment. Novus successfully paid the scavenger bill. Anna popped some popcorn plants. Tourist successfully paid the scavenger bill. Moonlight sips from the rain drainage. Logan ISL runs away from the cornucopia. Gourmand runs away from the cornucopia. Engineer Cat takes a handful of throwing rocks. Nightcat decided to AFK in a quiet place. Ashical throws an explosive spear in Ghost Goober. Explosive range kills Slugcat and Hat 2. And Fesh runs away from the cornucopia. Oh my god, I swear there's way more than last time, even though it's the exact same. Okay, now we move on to day 1. Not Nice Survivor picks flowers. Enlightened discovers a river. Hero sprains his ankle while running away from Diana. Shrimpy successfully paid the scavenger bill. Alex Slugcat, Toaster Acid, Uni, and Prada raid Flower's shelter while he is hunting. Ashical steals from Anna while he isn't looking. Spearmaster questions his sanity. Iron thinks about home. Gourmand receives a whopper from an unknown sponsor. Novice overhears Rudy and Treaty Cat talking in the distance. Rivulet tries to sleep through the entire day. Ostel receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Dyson is pricked by beehive bees while picking berries. Oh yeah, also the guy who once had an arc is also infected by the disease. Let's get a RIP in the chat. Dotto stalks Amunk. Kuvri receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Hunter, Monk, Gunkat, and Anime Survivor raid Ghost's shelter while he is hunting. BatBox gets dragged into the water by leeches while swimming but gets saved by a random snail. Firework Confetti discovers a K. Vin questions his sanity. Chris, Ruffles, Wawa, and Tom won a battle against the Orange Lizard Gang and survived. Moonlight stalks Lil Bubby. Cones injures himself. Not Nice Monk overhears Survivor and Max talking in the distance. Carlander got sponsored by Mr. Beast himself. Cern the dog gets dragged down into the water by leeches while swimming but gets saved by a random snail. Nightcat constructs a hideout. Artificer goes hunting. Fesh waters bubble fruit. Engineer Cat swims in the lake. Taurus tries to spear fish with a spear. Inv reached Howling Cliff. Wait, wrong game. Murdite thinks about home. Barnacle Boy scares Vibin with a vulture mask. Saint practices his aim. And Logan ISL diverts Scav 4's attention and runs away. Oh yeah, and Bestmat receives Fesh fruit from an unknown sponsor. And that's day 1. We have Tree Dead, Zen from District 17, Ghost Goober from District 16, and Sookcat and Hat from District 30. So like nobody we should care about, honestly. L skill issue. Here we have everyone's status. Of course, not much happened yet. Most districts are alive. District 16, Firework Confetti is on his own. District 17, Enlightened is on his own. And District 30, Guncat, my OC, is on their own. They almost won last time, but then Ashical and I think it was Artificer stole the win from them. Wait. Artificer and Ashical won the last game, and then Ashical turned into Artificer. Does this mean that Ashical started the disease? Is this all because of Ashical? Oh my god. Anyways, night 1. Firework Confetti reached Howling Cliff again. Wait, wrong game. Novice screams for help. Moonlight sleeps in a shelter. Not Nice Survivor begs for Tom to kill them. Oh, this didn't work, did it? This was meant to be, she refuses, keeping Not Nice Survivor alive. Yeah, this is what happens when you, it's your first time using this website. I did a oopsie. Anime Survivor sends up camp for the night. Hunter sleeps in a shelter. Ashical tends to his wounds. Scav4 thinks about winning. Not Nice Monk tries to treat his infection. Logan ISL cries himself to sleep. Nightcat couldn't see the dropkick, but Rudy saved him. And yes, I could have fixed this, but I didn't because I'm so evil. Barnacle Boy reached Howling Cliff. Wait, wrong game. Ostel looks at the night sky. Saint quietly hums. Toaster Acid starts a fire. Max climbs a tree to rest. Lil Bobby destroys Uni's supplies while he is asleep. Artificer climbs a tree to rest. Guncat tends to his wounds. Vibin cooks his food before putting his fire out. Cones almost falls in the void, but Survivor catches them. Hero passes out from exhaustion. Taurus climbs a tree to rest. Engineer Cat thinks about winning. 3D Cat climbs a tree to rest. Ghost gets dragged down into the water by leeches while swimming, gets saved by a random snail. Monk tends to his wounds. Chris receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Fesh is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Iron defeats Cern the dog in a fight but spares her life. The Enlightened stays awake all night. Anna attempts to start a fire but is unsuccessful. Flower tends to his wounds. Diana is awoken by nightmares. Dotto is awoken by nightmares. Inv couldn't see the dropwig, but Carlander saved him. Amunk receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Ruffles couldn't see the dropwig, but Alex Slowcat saved her. Murdite quietly hums. Kuvi uses a flashbang to distract Gourmand and escapes. Rivulet cooks her food before putting her fire out. Shrimpy thinks about winning. Dyson sends up camp for the night. Bestmat gets dragged down into the water by leeches while swimming, but gets saved by a random snail. Wawa thinks about winning. Prater reached Howling Cliff. Wait, wrong game. Spearmaster and Vin run into each other and decide to truce for the night, and BatBox thinks about winning. It's time for day 2. Survivor swims in the lake. Bestmat picks flowers. Rudy camouflages himself in the bushes. Tom receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Firework goes hunting. Flower thinks about home. Anna pinged everyone. Hunter couldn't see the dropwig, but Shrimpy saved him. Anime Survivor is teasing Wormgrass. Saint couldn't see the dropwig, but Nightcat saved him. Cones tries to sleep through the entire day. Kuvi receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Scav4 injures himself. Uni thinks about home. Wawa explores the arena. Toaster Acid steals from Im while he isn't looking. Ruffles acts gay in front of Not Nice Monk. Happy Pride Month, guys. Yes, that's right. Since it is now legally Pride Month, that means I am forcing myself to read every gay event. And the first one was Ruffles being a bit not nice in front of Not Nice Monk. So look at that, Ruffles. How could you? I thought I could trust you. Monk is high on mushrooms. Ghost was grabbed by a pole plant, but Artificer managed to save him. 3D Cat reached Howling Cliff. Wait, wrong game. Engineer Cat gets dragged into the water by leeches while swimming, but gets saved by a random snail. Gun Cat collects fruit from a tree. Carlander is pricked by beehive bees while picking berries. Novus was grabbed by a purple lizard, but Rivulet managed to save her. Ostel got sponsored by Mr. Beast himself. Vin constructs the shack. Murdide acts gay in front of Anime Monk again? Oh wait, no, that time it was Not Nice Monk. I guess people just really like to simp for different types of monks. So yeah, Murdide acts gay in front of Anime Monk. I guess everyone just wants Monk's attention, and since it's Pride Month, it's okay. Not Nice Survivor screams out loud. Diana tries to spearfish with a trident. Vibin goes hunting. Moonlight acts gay in front of Tourist. Why are we acting gay in front of all the slug cats only? There's other humans in here too, you know. Spearmaster scares Barnacle off. Lil Bobby, Logan ISL, Cernadog, and Chris won a battle against the Orange Lizard Gang and survived. Prada overhears Alex Slugcat and Gorman talking in the distance. Hero questions his sanity. Fesh sees smoke rising in the distance but decides not to investigate. Iron searches for a water source. Enlightened exclamation mark brings Dyson to them to say hello. Dyson almost kills them after. Max sprains his ankle while running away from Ashical. Dotto gets dragged out into the water by leeches while swimming but gets saved by a random snail. And BatBox sees smoke rising in the distance but decides not to investigate. Also, I already gave a shout out to Flower, but let's also give a shout out to BatBox for like letting all of this happen and like giving 2 custom items, which is like really cool. And okay, that's it for day 2, I think. Yeah. So no deaths, which means the status is still the same. Also, sorry for all the silent period, but I didn't eat for like the whole day while working on this. So in between like rounds, I'm just like eating this very cool and tasty piece of food. Like I just did. Night 2. Desmat receives fresh fruit from an unknown sponsor. Anime Survivor is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Rivulet reached Howling Cliff. Wait, wrong game. Rudy fends Vibin, Imv, and Kuvi away from his fire. Hunter almost falls in the void, but Enlightened catches them. Moonlight scares Tom with a vulture mask. Wawa quietly hums. Guncat dies from hypothermia. No, not Guncat. Why do they keep being treated so rude? Logan ISL sees a fire but stays hidden. 3D Cat quietly hums. Firework uses a flashbang to distract Ruffles and escapes. Vin tries to sing himself to sleep. Ostel questions his sanity. Prada tries to treat his infection. Murdide sets up camp for the night. Survivor receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Chris stays awake all night. Barnacle receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Iron chose an explosive spear in Carlander's body. Oh my god, this happened again. Yeah, Iron chose an explosive spear in Carlander's body. He explodes after. Yeah, just ignore this. This never happened, okay? Gorman fends Max, Fesh, and Spearmaster away from his fire. Diana climbs a tree to rest. BatBox scares Ghost with a vulture mask. Hero receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Monk screams for help. Novus starts a fire. Cone sets up camp for the night. Toaster thinks about winning. Not Nice Monk is awoken by nightmares. Tourist couldn't see the dropwig, but Cernadog saved him. Yeah, I love Tourist. Artificer thinks about winning. Ashical regrets joining Diana's server. I would too. Alex Slugcat is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Nice Survivor gets dragged down into the water by leeches while swimming, gets saved by a random snail. Scaff4 destroys Anub's supplies while he is asleep, good for Anub. Dotto goes to sleep, Flower sleeps in a shelter. Lil Bobby fends Amunk, Engineer Cat, and Shrimpy away from his fire. Saint flashbangs Dyson and tries to kill them, but Dyson is... Oh wait, I just got confused because of the profile pictures. Saint flashbangs Dyson and tries to kill them, but Dyson escapes. Nightcat also regrets joining Diana's server. I didn't know Nightcat was in Diana's server, and Uni sleeps in a shelter. Okay. So now we have day 3. Wawa receives a Whopper from an unknown sponsor. Saint and Nightcat participate in Diana's kitten battles. BatBox asks Cones for food, but he doesn't give any. Anna poisons Fesh's drink. He drinks it and dies. Rest in peace. Vin collects fruit from a tree. Dyson successfully tamed a hungry lizard. Ruffles scares Cern the dog with a vulture mask. Don't do that, Ruffles. You like act gay in front of Not Nice Monk or whatever. Not Nice Monk makes a wooden spear. Scav4 searches for firewood. Kuvi fishes. Logan ISL discovers a cave. Iron successfully tamed a hungry lizard. Ostel constructs a hideout. Ghost picks flowers. Rivulet receives a whopper from an unknown sponsor. Artificer attempts to climb a tree but falls to her death. Alex Suka escapes from the orange lizard gang without dying. Spearmaster constructs a shack. Chris uses a flashbang to distract Hunter and escapes. Bestmat, Anime Survivor, Barnacle, and Vibe and Raid engineer Cat's shelter while he is asleep. Rudy is teasing Wormgrass. Dotto is picked by Torns while picking berries. Amonk got sponsored by Mr. Beast himself. Gorman searches for a water source. Uni sees smoke rising in the distance but decides not to investigate. Diana waters bubble fruit. Monk receives a whopper from an unknown sponsor. Hero was grabbed by Purple a lizard. Yeah, I love rereading through what I write. Isn't it just like so smart when you try to like fix a spelling mistake but cause another spelling mistake? Ashikal managed to save him. Firework is high on mushrooms. Invis pricked by Torns while picking berries. Prada travels to higher ground. Not Nice Survivor chases Toaster Acid. Survivor searches for firewood. Murdide pushes Tom off a cliff during a spear fight. Lil Bobby screams out loud. 3D Cat receives fresh fruit from an unknown sponsor. Novus camouflages himself in the bushes. Moonlight, Max, Shrimpy, and Enlightened raid tourist shelter while he is hunting, and Flower pinged everyone. Okay. So we have 5 dead. Guncat, Carlander, Fesh, Artificer, and Tom. Let's look at everyone's status. So, first row, everyone alive, no kills. Then we have everyone alive, Anna 1 kill, and Ashikal 2 kills. Ooh. The person who started the Artificer disease sure likes killing people. Then we have no deaths, 1 kill, 2 deaths, 3 deaths, and 1 kill. No dead, 1 dead, no dead, and 2 dead. Here we have a full district dead, which I think is the first one. And let's just take a bite out of this very epic fruit I also have, because we don't just eat unhealthy stuff in here, we also eat healthy before we move on. Alex Slowkai is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Novus cries himself to sleep. Monk scares Vibin with a vulture mask. Cones couldn't see the dropwig, but Not Nice Survivor saved them. Kuvi looks at the night sky. Toaster sees a fire but stays hidden. Ruffles regrets joining Diana's server. They probably don't. Anime Survivor tends to his wounds. Barnacle dies trying to escape the arena. Vin receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Rudy and Max run into each other and decide to truce for the night. Ghost fends Rivulet, Spearmaster, and Bestmat away from his fire. Shrimpy quietly hums. Wawa tries to sing himself to sleep. BatBox starts a fire. Engineer Cat loses sight of where he is. Murdide couldn't see the dropwig, but Diana saved her. Moonlight climbs a tree to rest. Enlighten receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Uni cries himself to sleep. Cernadog destroys Chris's supplies while he is asleep. Scav4 sets a camp for the night. Prada fends Tourist, Dotto, and Flower away from his fire. Saint tends to his wounds. Amonk looks at the night sky. 3D Cat gets dragged down into the water by the leeches while swimming and dies. Gorman stays awake all night. Iron strangles Not Nice Monk after engaging in a fist fight. Firework receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Hero questions his sanity. Dyson goes to sleep. Imp receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Ostel sees a fire but stays hidden. Anub is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Lil Bobby stays awake all night. Ashikal receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Hunter receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Survivor begs for Nightcat to kill him. He refuses, keeping Survivor alive. Please just ignore this. I do dumb things sometimes, and those dumb things are dumb, but it's okay. And Logan ISL attempts to start a fire but is unsuccessful. Next, day 4. Nightcat scares Lil Bobby with a vulture mask. Invent Toaster Acid participate in Diana's kitten battles. Both of them aren't in the server, I think, but okay. Anime Survivor tries to spearfish with a trident. Alex Tokai uses a flashbang to distract Dyson and escapes. Cones discovers a cave. Prada hunts for their tributes. Shrimpy injures himself. Hero receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Ashikal flashbangs Rivula and tries to kill them, but Rivula escapes. Logan ISL hopped on Rain escapes. Cernadog chases Novus. Monk and Not Nice Survivor participate in Diana's kitten battles. BatBox overhears Iron and Survivor talking in the distance. Engineer Cat flashbacks Vibin and tries to kill them, but Vibin escapes. Ruffle receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Bestmask successfully tamed a hungry lizard. Oslo had to go to sleep early. Chris discovers a cave. Also, I think this means death, so yeah. Rudy acts gay in front of Murdide. Happy Pride Month, guys! Yay! Wawa constructs a hideout. Max acts gay in front of Flower. Happy Pride Month, guys! 2 in a row. Let's go. We'll actually ignore this one. Firework is pricked by thorns while picking berries. Vin uses a flashbang to distract Amunk and escapes. Anup tries to spearfish with a spear. Dado uses a flashbang to distract Gormand and escapes. Diana receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Spearmaster swims in the lake. Uni reached Howling Cliff. Wait, wrong game. Hunter defeats Saint in a fight but spares his life. Scaff4 practices her aim. Enlightened is pricked by thorns while picking berries. Moonlight overhears Kuvi and Ghost talking in the distance. And Tourist is pricked by bee bees while picking berries. Okay. 4 dead. Barnacle, 3D Cat, Not Nice Monk, and Hostel. I could read all of these out, but also I have to eat food, so you can just read it yourself while I do eat this food if my fork goes into it. So yeah. It's now time for night 4. Dado and Dyson run into each other and decide to truce for the night. Prada thinks about winning. Chris flashbangs Rudy and tries to kill them, but Rudy escapes. BatBox receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Toaster sleeps in a shelter. Amunk starts a fire. Nightcat scares Cones with a vulture mask. Uni tries to sing himself to sleep. Max passes out from exhaustion. Saint sets up camp for the night. Ghost tries to treat his infection. Novus flashbangs Ruffles and tries to kill them, but Ruffles escapes. Anime Survivor screams for help. Enlightened starts a fire. Shrimpy gets dragged down into the water by the leeches while swimming, but gets saved by a random stale. Engineer couldn't place a grenade gently on the floor. Wawa sends up camp for the night. Diana begs for Kubi to kill her. He refuses, keeping Diana alive. Just ignore this. I'm stupid, okay? And didn't, test the thing to see if it works. Im set up camp for the night. Taurus tries to treat his infection. Firework quietly hums. Vin scares Monk with a vulture mask. Iron thinks about winning. Logan ISL tries to treat his infection. Flower couldn't see the droplet. Moonlight loses sight of where he is. Lil Bobby looks at the night sky. Gorman screams for help. Vibin goes to sleep. Best Matt loses sight of where he is. Survivor receives cleansing water from an unknown sponsor. Hero sleeps in a shelter. Scaff4 goes to sleep. Cern the dog quietly hums. Ashical couldn't place a grenade gently on the floor. Murdite scares Anub with a vulture mask. Spearmaster flashbangs Hunter and tries to kill them, but Hunter escapes. Alex looks at him to start a fire but is unsuccessful. Rivulet regrets joining Diana's server out with 2. Not Nice Survivor loses sight of where they are. Okay, now it's time for day 5. Ghost severely injures Rudy and puts him out of his misery. Best Mac got sponsored by Mr. Beast himself. Logan ISL helped on Rain Escape. Anna pinged everyone. Uni defeats Gormand in a fight but spares his life. Rivulet diverts Not Nice Survivor's attention and runs away. Ruffles collects fruit from a tree. Dyson asks Tourist for food but he doesn't give any. Dado was grabbed by a purple A lizard but Nightcat managed to save him. Iron receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Max waters bubble fruit. Wawa steals from Monk while he isn't looking. Novus picks flowers. Inf tries to spearfish with a spear. BatBox camouflages himself in the bushes. Survivor and Murdide participate in Diana's kitten battles. Hero was grabbed by a pole plant, but Hunter managed to save him. Toaster Acid travels to higher grounds, and Cern the dog uses a flashbang to distract Anime Survivor and escapes. Then Cones tried to spearfish with a spear. Prada stalks Moonlight. Amunk uses a flashbang to distract Firework and escape. Lil Bobby receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Saint receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Chris goes hunting. Scaff4 almost falls in the void, but Alex still catches her. Shrimpy sees smoke rising in the distance, but decides not to investigate. Diana waters bubble fruit. Enlightened defeats Vin in a fight, but spares his life. Vibin hopped on Rain Escape, and Kuvi defeats Spearmaster in a fight, but spares his life. 4 dead. Engineer Cat, Flower, rest in peace. Ashical, nobody cares about you, started this whole Artificer thing. And Rudy, shout out for the custom art. Look at how good this looks. So yeah, once again, I'm not going to read this out. I'm just going to use this as an excuse to eat another piece of my fruit because it's just so cool. It's time for night 5. Murdite begs for Max to kill her. He refuses, keeping Murdite alive. Novus stays awake all night. Shrimpy flashbangs Nightcat and tries to kill them, but Nightcat escapes. Firework starts a fire. Toaster Acid almost falls in the void, but Spearmaster catches them. Prada climbs a tree to rest. Logan ISL questions his sanity. Iron defeats Anime Survivor in a fight, but spares his life. Lil Bobby cries himself to sleep. Anime Monk flashbangs Wawa and tries to kill them, but Wawa escapes. Hunter is unable to start a fire, but sleeps without warmth. Gormont goes to sleep. Inf questions his sanity. Vibin thinks about winning. Ruffles flashbangs Bestmat and tries to kill them, but Bestmat escapes. Hero is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Not Nice Survivor pens Saint, Diana, and Dot away from their fire. Groovy questions his sanity. Uni receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor, and Ghost flashbangs Scav4 and tries to kill them, but Scav4 escapes. Oh yeah, somehow I went an entire episode almost without mentioning that Scav4 and Chris are in a healthy relation. Oh wait, no, I did at the start. Oh yeah, I did. I forgot. I did actually mention it. But what I didn't mention is that Scav4 is trans, in case you guys didn't know. They first were a he, and then they became a she. So shout out to them. They're representing Pride Month together with Murdied in the Slunger games. But they're not in the same district, because I couldn't do that. Monk climbs a tree to rest. BatBox and the Enlightened run into each other and decide to truce for the night. Tourist cooks his food before putting his fire out. Cones thinks about winning. Survivor couldn't see the droplet, but Dyson saved him. Reveal it thinks about winning. Moonlight receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Cernadog thinks about winning. Alex Lookcat questions his sanity. Chris flashbangs Anab and tries to kill them, but Anab escapes. And Ving gets dragged down into the water by leeches while swimming, but gets saved by a random snail. Day 6. Murdied discovers a river. Spearmaster and Max participate in Diana's kitten battles. Dado escapes from the Orange Lizard gang without dying. Vin picks flowers. Anna practices his aim. Monk sees smoke rising in the distance but decides not to investigate. Monk explores the arena. Cernadog gets dragged into the water by leeches while swimming, gets saved by a random snail. Ghost goes hunting. Chris almost falls in the void, but Survivor catches him. Kuvi severely injures Saint but puts him out of his misery. Dyson uses a flashback to distract Gorman and escapes. Best Matt searches for firewood. Enlightened is picked by Torrens while picking berries. Nightcat swims in the lake. Moonlight searches for a water source. Lil Bobby and Alex Slowcat split up to search for resources. Iron steals from Anime Survivor while he isn't looking. Prada attacks Uni, but he manages to escape. Hunter receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Wawa travels to higher grounds. Ruffles constructs a shack. Diana searches for a water source. BatBox discovers a cave. Scav4 was grabbed by a pole plant, but Novus managed to save him. Toaster acid fishes. Logan ISL defeats Reveal in a fight but spares his life. Not Nice Survivor camouflages himself in the bushes. Cones does the same. Shrimpy hunts for their tributes. Hero overhears Vibin and Imp talking in the distance. And Firework diverts tourists' attention and runs away. Only dead is Saints. I'm just gonna do this because I want to eat another piece of my fruit. Please let me fork it. Let me fork this thing. Okay. Night 6. Not Nice Survivor cooks their food before putting their fire out. Novus is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Vin receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Diana and Hero run into each other and decide to truce for the night. Gorman receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Cones fends BatBox, Amunk, and Dyson away from his fire. Prada passes out from his exhaustion. Reveal receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Ghost is awoken by nightmares. Toaster is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Murdied destroys Nightcat's supplies while he is asleep. Lil Bobby screams for help. Best Mac cries himself to sleep. Dado climbs a tree to rest. Vibin questions his sanity. Uni flashbangs Alex Slowcat and tries to kill them, but Alex Slowcat escapes. Chris receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Survivor is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Seermaster reached Howling Cliff. Wait, wrong game. Shrimpy cries himself to sleep. Anime Survivor cries himself to sleep. Wawa receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Logan ISL goes to sleep. Inv loses sight of where he is. Hunter sees a fire but stays hidden. Kuvi tries to sing himself to sleep. Cernadog blows up Max and Moonlight with a grenade, but also blows themselves up in the process. No, I'm dead. Rest in peace. Taurus stays awake all night. Monk quietly hums. Firework confetti questions his sanity. Ruffles tends to wear wounds. Enlightened is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Anna uses a flashbang to distract Iron and escapes. And Scav4 looks at the night sky. Day 7. Gorman successfully tamed the hungry lizard. Not Nice Survivor couldn't see the droplet, but Vin saved them. Novus explores the arena. Cones picks flowers. Scav4 tries to spearfish with a trident. Anime Survivor successfully paid the scavenger bill. Hero discovers a river. Monk scares Iron with a vulture mask. Prada receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Anna scares Reveal it with a vulture mask. Vibin, Shrimpy, Alex, Slowcat, and Dado won a battle against the Orange Lizard Gang and survived. Murdied successfully tamed the Hungry Lizard. Wawa successfully paid the scavenger bill. BatBox went for their tributes. Imv reached Howling Cliff. Wait, wrong game. Kuvi explores the arena. Hunter searches for a water source. Uni is grabbed by a pole plant, but Ruffles managed to save him. Survivor questions his sanity. Ghost was grabbed by a pole plant, but Spearmaster managed to save him. Logan ISL goes hunting. Diana pinged everyone. Toaster acid picks flowers. Best Matt enlightened. Taurus Chris raids among Survivor while he is hunting. Dyson gets dragged down into the water by leeches while swimming, but gets saved by a random snail. Nightcat constructs a hideout. Lil Bubby is picked by Torrens while picking berries, and Firework Confetti explores the arena. Tree dead, Cern the dog, Max, and Moonlight. And since it's now been 1 week Instead of eating fruit, it's time for the annual water break. Yeah, this is the part where I drink water. Oh, I had actually 3 kills before dying. That wasn't that bad. Yeah, it's time for the annual water break. If you have water on you, make sure to hydrate yourself because it's important. This time, because I leveled up, I will not choke on water like I usually do. Because that would be unhealthy. Imagine choking on water. Like, who would even do that? Definitely not me. Night 7. Chris stays awake all night. Rivulet sees a fire but stays hidden. Diana uses a flashbang to distract Nightcat and escapes. Wawa loses sight of where he is. Lil Bobby uses a flashbang to distract Shrimpy and escapes. Ruffles almost falls in the void but Gorman catches them. Toaster screams for help. Hero thinks about winning. Scaff4 reached Howling Cliff, wait, wrong game. Prada begs for Anime Monk to kill him. He refuses, keeping Prada alive. Survivor quietly hums. Forrest sees a fire but stays hidden. Anna thinks about winning. Cone scares Invo with a vulture mask. Firework is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Kuvi stabs Dyson with a tree branch. Novus regrets joining Diane's server. Maybe true? I don't know. Enlightened sends up camp for the night. That night Survivor passes out from exhaustion. Alex Luca receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Uni stays awake all night. Dado tries to sing himself to sleep. Ghost dies from an infection. Logan and Cell receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Murdied uses a flashbang to distract Bestman and escapes. Hunter receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Spearmaster screams for help. BatBox sees a fire but stays hidden. Anime Survivor defeats Vibin in a fight but spares his life. Vin regrets joining Diana's server. Monk almost falls in the void but Iron catches them. Okay. Day 8. Murdied flashbangs Chris and tries to kill them, but Chris escapes. Spearmaster collects fruit from a tree. Ruffles goes hunting. Logan ISL diverts Rivulet's attention and runs away. Lil Bobby uses a flashbang to distract Iron and escapes. Escape. Anime Survivor diverts Best Matt's attention and runs away. Gorman picks flowers. Hunter acts gay in front of Survivor. Happy Pride Month, guys. The ship is real. Hero hopped on Rain Escape. Tourist receives a whopper from an unknown sponsor. Tourist acid waters bubble fruit. Vin tries to spearfish with a spear. Enlightened Scaff4 Monk and Anime Monk won a battle against the Orange Lizard Gang and survive. Firework Confetti scares Cones with a vulture mask. Nightcat receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Dotto got sponsored by Mr. Beast himself. Uni receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Alex Lookcat discovers a cave. Wawa almost falls in the void, but Enoch catches them. Prada reached Howling Cliff. Wait, wrong game. BatBox receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Vibin travels to higher grounds. Novus constructs a shack. And Shrimpy, Anno, Diana, and Kuvi rate not nice survivors shelter while they are hunting. 2 dead. Dyson and Ghost. Here are the stats. Aren't they just so cool? I would read them out loud, but that takes time, and I kind of have a time limit. Don't ask why. And we're kind of only on night 8. Vibin stays awake all night. Wawa destroys Murdide's supplies while she is asleep. Chris receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Bestmat uses a flashbang to distract Monk and escapes. Scaff4 and Tourist run into each other and decide to truce for the night. BatBox uses a flashbang to distract Not Nice Survivor and escapes. Shrimpy sets up camp for the night. Novus defeats Ruffles in the fight but spares her life. Gorman receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Dada loses sight of where he is. Kuvi scares Nightcat with a vulture mask. Hunter flashbangs Iv and tries to kill them, but Iv escapes. Cones passes out from exhaustion. Toaster tries to treat his infection. Anime Monk passes out from exhaustion. Logan ISL uses a flashbang to distract Diana and escapes. Spearmaster gets dragged down into the water by leeches while swimming, but gets saved by a random snail. Uni screams for help. Finn goes to sleep. Firework cries himself to sleep. Survivor looks at the night sky. Rivulet cooks her food before putting her fire out. Prada goes to sleep. Lil Bobby tries to treat his infection. Enlightened almost falls in the void, but Anna catches them. Alex Lookcat reaches to Howling Cliffs. Wait, wrong game. Iron couldn't see the drop pick, but Anime Survivor saved him. Hero thinks about winning. Okay. Day 9. Hunter searches for a water source. Prada was grabbed by a pole plant, but Anime Survivor managed to save him. Shrimpy reached Howling Cliff. Wait, wrong game. Rivulet searches for firewood. Cones goes hunting. Ruffles fishes. Dado constructs a shack. Vibin explores the arena. Firework waters bubble fruit. Lil Bobby was grabbed by purple a lizard, but Gorman managed to save him. Enlightened sees smoke rising in the distance, but decides not to investigate. Amon practices his aim. Not a Nice Survivor receives a whopper from an unknown sponsor. Uni uses a flashbang to distract Anna and escapes. Scaff4 uses a flashbang to distract Toaster and escapes. Wawa chases Kuvi. Novus almost falls in the void, but Ving catches her. Nightcat explores the arena. Bestmat was practicing their hops and rolls, but they rolled off a cliff. Inv sprains his ankle while running away from Murdied. Logan ISL's trap kills Survivor. Tourist camouflages himself in the bushes. Spearmaster bashes Iron's head against a rock several times. Hero searches for a water source. BatBox searches for firewood. Alex steals from a monk while he isn't looking. Chris sees smoke rising in the distance but decides not to investigate. And Diana is pricked by beehive bees while picking berries. Tree dead. Bestma, Survivor, and Cobalt. Okay. So here are the results. I'm gonna eat one piece of fruit again. If it lets me. Okay, so here are all the stats. Night 9. Gorman stays awake all night. Diana defeats Prada in a fight but spares his life. Vin is awoken by nightmares. Firework tends to his wounds. Vibin reached Howling Cliff. Wait, wrong game. Alex and Kuvi run into each other and decide to truce for the night. Enlighten tends to their wounds. Nightcap passes out from exhaustion. Anime Survivor and Anna run into each other and decide to truce for the night. Uni cooks his food before putting his fire out. Novus lets Scapor into their shelter. Among passes out from exhaustion. Wawa receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Lil Bobby tries to treat his infection. Dotto flashbangs Logan ISL and tries to kill them, but Logan ISL escapes. Reveal it destroys Hero's supplies while he is asleep. Ruffles stays awake all night. Inv kills Shrimpy while he is asleep. A Hunter looks at the night sky. Toaster defeats Monk in a fight but spares his life. Murdide receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Tourist receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. BatBox tries to sing himself to sleep. Cones receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Chris sleeps in a shelter. Spearmaster receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. And Not Nice Survivor stays awake all night. Day 10. Prada saw CERN's fanfic and died. If I saw it, I would die too. Don't ask how that works. Novus constructs a shack. Wawa flashbangs Anime Survivor and tries to kill them, but Anime Survivor escapes. Among scares Logan ISL with a vulture mask. Hero searches for firewood. Dado is pricked by thorns while picking berries. Chris couldn't see the drop pick, but Enlighten saved him. Taurus gets dragged down into the water by leeches while swimming, but gets saved by a random snail. Spearmaster explores the arena. Vin waters bubble fruit. Batbox is teasing wormgrass. Diana, Nightcat, Toaster, and Vibin raid Uni's shelter while he is sleeping. Alex stalks Kuvi. Scav 4 is picked by Beehive Bees while picking berries. Anna collects fruit from a tree. Ruffle thinks about home. Lil Bobby reached Howling Cliff. Wait, wrong game. Invis high on mushrooms. Monk successfully tamed a hungry lizard. Firework confetti hopped on rain escape. Murdite scares Hunter off. Cones couldn't see the drop pick, but Not Nice Survivor saved him. Gorman goes hunting, and Rivulet saw CERN's fanfic and died. So, Shrimpy, Prada, and Rivulet are dead. So here are all the deaths. I have 2 pieces of fruit left, and after that I can actually do... Actually, 3, there's a secret third one. Oh my god. So here are all the stats right here. So far, I think I'm still the highest, honestly, on kills. Night 10. Kuvi ate poisoned fruit and died. Anime Survivor regrets joining Diane's server. Vin stays awake all night. Anime Monk ate poisoned fruit and died. Lil Bobby receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Chris quietly hums. Gorman destroys Monk's supplies while he is sleeping. Hunter convinces Taurus to not kill him, only to kill him instead. Vibin receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Wawa receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Nightcat begs for BatBox to kill him. He refuses, keeping Nightcat alive. Enod is awoken by nightmares. Ruffles quietly hums. Logan ISL receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Murdide receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Scav4 stays awake all night. Not Nice Survivor couldn't see the drop pick, but Diana saved her. Toaster cooks his food before putting his fire out. Enlighten sees a fire but stays hidden. Novus uses a flashbang to distract Cones and escapes. Spearmaster sings himself to sleep. Hero sees a fire but stays hidden. Firework confetti destroys Uni's supplies while he is asleep. Gato got quirky at night and killed Alex Lookat. Anna receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Day 11. Murdite travels to higher ground. Novus picks flowers. Anna tries to spearfish with a spear. Monk makes a wooden spear. Nightcat constructs a hideout. Spearmaster kills Logan ISL while he is resting. Hero Avengers is high on mushrooms. BatBox defeats Chris in a fight but spares his life. Vibin receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Wawa was grabbed by Purple A Lizard, but Gormand managed to save him. Toaster, Vin, Hunter, and Inv won a battle against the Orange Lizard Gang and survived. Ruffles reach Howling Cliff. Wait, wrong game. Lil Bobby swims in the lake. Enlighten makes this wooden spear. Uni pinged everyone. Anime Survivor uses a flashbang to distract Cones and escapes. Diana almost falls in the void, but Not Nice Survivor catches him. Firework camouflages himself in the bushes. And Dado couldn't see the drop pick, but Scav4 saved him. 5 dead this time. Kuvi, Anime Monk, Tourist, Alex Lookat, and Logan ISL, once again severely impacting the JTO community. This joke is dead. I don't care. Let's look at everyone's status and eat the second last piece of fruit. Isn't that just so insane, guys? I'm sure you all care so much. Night 11. Anime survivor looks at the night sky. Dado receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Spearmaster attempts to start a fire but is unsuccessful. Lil Bobby cooks his food before putting his fire out. Novus climbs a tree to rest. Vibin and Firework run into each other and decide to truce for the night. Toaster cries himself to sleep. Nightcat almost falls in the void but Chris catches them. Hunter regrets joining Diana's server. Monk cannot handle the circumstances and commits suicide. Enlightened stays awake all night. Murdite sees a fire but stays hidden. Cones passes out from exhaustion. Inv passes out from exhaustion. Scav4 receives flesh food from an unknown sponsor. Not Nice survivor flashbangs Wawa and tries to kill them, but Wawa escapes. Vin, Hero, and Hero run into each other and decide to truce for the night. Uni tries to sing himself to sleep, and BatBox gets dragged down into the water by leeches while swimming but gets saved by a random snail. Diana climbs a tree to rest. Gorman tends to his wounds. Anna questions his sanity, and Ruffles sleeps in a shelter. Day 12. Cones collects fruit from a tree. Dado got sponsored by Mr. Beast himself. Novus makes a wooden spear. Anime survivor camouflages himself in the bushes. BatBox brings Wawa to him to say hello. Wawa almost kills him after. Lil Bobby successfully paid the scavenger bill. Murdite couldn't see the drop pick, but Scav4 saved her. Gorman discovers a cave. Ruffles discovers a river. Not Nice survivor escaped from the orange lizard gang without dying. Spearmaster is high on mushrooms. Vibin diverts Nightcat's attention and runs away. Chris injures himself. Diana stalks Enlightened. Vin receives a medical surprise from an unknown sponsor. Uni successfully tamed the hungry lizard. Hunter, Toaster, Firework, and Anna raid Hero's shelter while he is asleep, and Invis teasing Wormgrass. Only one dead monk. I don't think I want to see everyone's status because I'm almost past the time that I'm supposed to be finished, and I'm still not finished, in case you guys didn't notice. Night 12. Diana sleeps in a shelter. Murdite climbs a tree to rest. Uni is awoken by nightmares. Firework couldn't see the drop pick, but Vibin saved him. Toaster tries to treat his infection. Vin thinks about home. Hunter receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Lil Bobby fends Dado, Scav4, and Ruffles away from his fire. BatBox loses sight of where he is. Anna begs for Cones to kill him. He refuses, keeping Anna alive. Spearmaster gets dragged down into the water by leeches while swimming, but gets saved by a random snail. Nightcat passes out from exhaustion. Inv stays awake all night. Not Nice survivor questions their sanity. Anime survivor passes out from exhaustion. Enlightened goes to sleep. Chris scares Wawa with a vulture mask. Gorman scares Novus Fart with a vulture mask. And Hero is awoken by nightmares. Day 13. Scav4 receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Novus throws a spear into Toaster's head. Not Nice survivor tries to spearfish with a trident. Anna breached Howling Cliff. Wait, wrong game. Lil Bobby receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Gorman constructs a shack. Ruffles explores the arena. Cone scares Hero with a vulture mask. Nightcat practices his aim. Wawa died from thirst. Enlightened ambushes BatBox and kills him. Diana got sponsored by Mr. Beast himself. Chris receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Inv questions his sanity. Hunter screams out loud. Vin discovers a river. Murdite couldn't see a dropwig, but Uni saved her. Dado brings Anime Survivor to him to say hello. Anime Survivor almost kills him after. Firework sprains his ankle whilst running away from Spearmaster, and Vibin swims in a lake. Tree dead. Toaster, Wawa, and BatBox. It's time for the final piece of fruit. Oh my god, how much do I have left? Because I literally have to, like, be faster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. That is not good. That's only a bit less than half. Let's, like, go faster or something, you know. Anyways, that's all my food now. Let's read this, like, kinda fast so I can go. Lil Bobby begs for Dado to kill him. He refuses, keeping Lil Bobby alive. Lorman loses sight of where he is. Vibin receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Diana uses a flashbang to distract him and escapes. Anna receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Firework receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Novus thinks about winning. Murdite and Anime Survivor run into each other and decide to truce for the night. Chris climbs a tree to rest. Scav4 tries to sing himself to sleep. Hunter tries to treat his infection. Not Nice survivor and Cones sleep in shifts. Spearmaster receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Enlightened cries himself to sleep. Nightcat tries to treat his infection. Uni passes out from exhaustion. Hero cooks his food before putting his fire out. And Vilma almost falls in the void, but Ruffles catches them. Day 14. Firework waters bubble fruit. Chris is pricked by beehive bees while picking berries. Nightcat gets dragged into the water by leeches while swimming, but gets saved by a random snail. Spearmaster makes a wooden spear. Murdite, Lil Bobby, Not Nice survivor, and Dado won a battle against the orange lizard gang and survived. Diana is pricked by thorns while picking berries. Inv attacks Hunter, but he manages to escape. Hero tries to spearfish with a trident. Enlightened practices their aim. Scav4 stalks Vibin. Ruffles steals from Anna while he isn't looking. Novus chases Anime Survivor. Gormand injures himself. Uni practices his aim, and Cones diverts Vin's attention and runs away. Ooh, finally, an arena event. Something where people actually die in. Vulture attack. Little Bobby found a hideout. Same with Dotto, Nightcat, and Murdied. Vibin got sniped by a King Vulture Tusk. A Vulture's body fell on Chris and killed him. Enlightened, Gorman, Spearmaster, Anub, Diana, and Hunter found a hideout. Uni got ambushed by a pack of lizards while escaping and died. Hero found a hideout, same with Firework, Novus, Inv, Not Nice Survivor, Ruffles, Cones, Scapfor, Anime Survivor, and Vin. Only 3 dead, Vibin, Chris, and Uni. Okay, why was I happy again? That's disappointing. Anyways, 2 weeks are over, time for another water break. This time you don't have to drink water, unless you want to. I will. So if we look in here, we have 2 alive, 1 alive, 2 alive, 1 alive, 1 alive, 3 alive, 3 alive, 2 alive, 4 alive, and 1 alive. That's a lot of alives. Let's get rid of some of those alives. Night 14. Not Nice Survivor couldn't see the dropwig. Cones destroys Anime Survivor's supplies while he is asleep. Inv looked at Nightcat's character.ai message history. Ooh, I wonder what he saw. Diana cooks her food before putting her fire out. Enlighten receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Anubis pricked by beehive bees while picking berries, and a lizard takes the moment to kill him. Novus and Hunter runs into each other and decide to truce for the night. Hero flashbangs Firework and tries to kill them, but Firework escapes. Spearmaster couldn't see the dropkick, but Murdied saved them. Ruffles cooks her food before putting her fire out. Little Bobby is awoken by nightmares. Scaffold destroys Vince's supplies while he is asleep. Dado receives clean water from an unknown sponsor, and Gorman receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Day 15. Nightcat goes hunting. Hero attacks Dado, but he manages to escape. Ruffles stalks Enemy Survivor. Firework questions his sanity. Scaffold is high on mushrooms. Novus flashbangs Hunter and tries to kill them, but Hunter escapes. Little Bobby got sponsored by Mr. Beast himself. Diana scares Invo with a vulture mask. Gorman couldn't see the droppick, but Vin saved him. Murdied is pricked by thorns by picking berries. Enlightened asks Spearmaster for food, but he doesn't give any, and Cones had to go to sleep early. 3 dead. Not Nice Survivor, Anub, rest in peace, and Cones. So here, 2 dead, full district dead, 2 dead, 1 dead, full district dead, 3 dead, 3 alive, 3 alive, 1 alive, 4 alive, and 1 alive. I think I was saying dead the whole time, I meant alive. Okay. So the numbers are getting better now. Let's hope I can finish before I, get killed or whatever. Night 15. Gorman attempts to start a fire, but is unsuccessful. Diana's trap kills Enlightened. Firework couldn't see the droppick, but Novus saved them. Spearmaster cries himself to sleep. Scaffold cooks her food before putting her fire out. Ruffles questions her sanity. Little Bobby scares Hunter with a vulture mask. Dotto bleeds out due to untreated injuries. Nightcat questions his sanity. Hero thinks about winning. Man cooks his food before putting his fire out. Inv goes to sleep. Anime Survivor loses sight of where he is. And Murdied regrets joining Diana's server. Okay. Ooh, it's time for the feast. Maybe there's actually going to be deaths. The cornucopia is replenished with food, supplies, weapons, and memoirs from the tribute's families. Gormand and Hero decide not to go. Diana successfully paid the scavenger bill. Im decides not to go. Nightcat shoots a poisonous blow dart into Murdied's neck, slowly killing her. Hunter successfully paid the scavenger bill. Novus stuffs a bundle of dry clothing into a backpack before sprinting away. Firework and Scaffold get into a fight over raw meat, but Firework gives up and runs away. Ruffles dies from an infection. Anime Survivor decides not to go. Little Bobby almost falls in the void, but Spearmaster catches them, and Vin bleeds out due to untreated injuries. Day 16, the numbers are getting lower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's very good. Diana explores the arena. Gorman escapes from the orange lizard gang without dying. Spearmaster explores the arena. Hunter strangles Scap 4 after engaging in a fist fight. Rest in peace, Scap 4. Nightcat scares Anime Survivor with a vulture mask. Firework waters bubble fruit. Novus receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Little Bobby sees smoke rising in the distance but decides not to investigate. And Hero diverts Inv's attention and runs away. A lot of dead. Enlightened, Dotto, Murdied, Ruffles, Vin, and Scap 4. And am I still the top on kills? I think I might still be the top on kills. So 2 alive, none, 1 alive, none, 1 alive, 1 alive, 1 alive, 4 alive, and 1 alive. So I think we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I like those numbers. Final 10. Almost final 10. Almost final 10. Night 16. Gorman receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Novus uses a flashbang to distract Diana and escapes. Firework cooks his food before putting his fire out. Spearmaster almost falls in the void, but Hero catches them. Nightcat questions his sanity. Anime Survivor tries to sing himself to sleep. Inv receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Lil Bobby tries to sing himself to sleep. Hunter passes out from exhaustion. Day 17. Diana sees smoke rising in the distance but decides not to investigate. Hero constructs a shack. Firework hopped on rain escape. Nightcat, Hunter, Gormand, and Lil Bubby raid Anime Survivor's shelter while he is hunting. Inv reached Howling Cliff. Wait, wrong game. Novus successfully paid the scavenger bill, and Spearmaster receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. No deaths. Inv receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Novus goes to sleep. Gorman cooks his food before putting his fire out. Anime Survivor starts a fire. Diana loses sight of where she is. Spearmaster attempts to start a fire but is unsuccessful. Hunter tends to his wounds. Firework catches Hero off guard and kills him. Lil Bubby uses a flashbang to distract Nightcat and escapes. Last 10. Gorman got sponsored by Mr. Beast himself. Diana constructs a shack. Novus camouflages herself in the bushes. Firework practices his aim. Also, I'm sorry for what I said, Ruffles. Please don't ban me. Lil Bobby was grabbed by a purple lizard, but Hunter managed to save him. Spearmaster forces Anime Survivor to kill Inv or Nightcat. He decides to kill Inv. Why not Nightcat? Nightcat's like irrelevant. So 2 dead. Inv and Hero, leaving 9 left, I think. 2 alive. 1 alive. 1 alive. 1 alive. 3 alive and 1 alive. We have a lot of cats alive. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. It means that, like, the only relevant people are, like, up here. Those aren't really good chances. Lil Bobby couldn't unsee the drop hit, but Novus saved him. Hunter almost falls in the void, but Diana catches them. Gormand uses a flashbang to distract Spearmaster and escapes. Anime Survivor almost falls in the void, but Nightcat catches them. Firework passes out from exhaustion. Novus sprains her ankle while running away from Nightcat. Firework explores the arena. Hunter picks flowers. Lil Bobby gets dragged down into the water by leeches while swimming, but gets saved by a random snail. Diana stalks Gormand. Spearmaster is picked by a beehive of bees while picking berries. Anime Survivor is picked by thorns while picking berries. Okay, no deaths. Lil Bobby tries to sing himself to sleep. Anime Survivor is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Novus tries to sing herself to sleep. Nightcat regrets joining Diana's server. Spearmaster throws an explosive spear in Diana's body. She explodes after. Rest in peace, Diana. Hunter starts a fire. Gorman cooks his food before putting his fire out. And Firework receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Day 20. Spearmaster tries to spear fish with a spear. Nightcat tries to spear fish with a spear. Anime Survivor gets dragged down into the deep by leeches while swimming, but gets saved by a random snail. Firework picks flowers. Novus, Lil Bubby, Hunter, and Gorman won a battle against the Orange Litter Gang and survive. Only Diana dead. I think that leaves 8 people. Hunter stays awake all night. Nightcat showed Anime Survivor their character.ai chat history. Anime Survivor killed them, doing a service for humanity. Anime Survivor, I don't know how you can say that when you're literally from the state of Alabama. Firework stabs Spearmaster while his back is turned. Gorman quietly hums. Novus questions her sanity, and Lil Bobby sets up camp for the night. Novus is teasing Wormgrass. Anime Survivor successfully paid the scavenger bill. Gorman tries to spearfish with a spear. Firework screams out loud. Hunter saw CERN's fanfic and died. I don't think Hunter is that weak. Maybe. Lil Bobby is teasing Wormgrass. 3 dead. Nightcat, Spearmaster, and Hunter. Which leaves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people. 1 more death and I can do my pole thing. Firework climbs a tree to rest. Gorman thinks about home. Anime Survivor goes to sleep. Novus sets up camp for the night. Lil Bobby questions his sanity. Novus goes hunting. Firework overhears Lil Bobby and Gorman talking in the distance. And Anime Survivor constructs a shack. Nobody died. Anime Survivor attacks Gorman, but Lil Bobby protects him, killing Anime Survivor. Novus tends to her wounds, and Firework starts a fire. So Anime Survivor is dead, leaving Novus, Firework, Confetti, Lil Bobby, and Gorman. That's only a 25% chance that an NPC will win. Anyways, this is the part where I will make a poll. If I am here, I might not be here, because I love not being here when these things happen. If I'm not here, just say in the chat who you should think will win, or who you think should win, who you will should think should win. Your choices are Gormand, the NPC, Lil Bobby, is that Ori with a gun? Novus, I don't know what that is, and Firework, I also don't know who that is. I'm not telling you how I would vote for because I don't want it to be biased. And anyways, let's continue because I think that's enough time for a poll, hopefully. Novus and Lil Bobby hunt for their tributes. Gorman didn't want to get the prize. Oh, the NPC's dead. Firework gets dragged down into the water by leeches while swimming, but gets saved by a random snail. Anime Survivor and Gorman, leaving only 3 people. Novus, Firework, and Lil Bobby. 1 kill, 2 kill, and no kills. Will the pacifist win? Who knows? Lil Bobby tracks down and kills Firework, and that leaves only Novus and Lil Bobby. Novus and Lil Bobby wake up inside a cold basement. A figure walks up to them and says, "Congratulations, you both won the competition. But this is not over. Only one of you may continue to the next phase." The figure drops a gun. Oh yeah, I just heard gunshots outside or whatever. I don't know why. Someone must have got shot or whatever. I'm not even joking. Literally halfway through reading that, I heard gunshots outside. "Only one of you may continue to the next phase." The figure drops a gun and says, "You have 30 seconds to decide." Novus grabs the gun and shoots Lil Bubby. Novus watches as the figure slowly backs away. "I am sorry for what had to be done. I was forced to do this, just like you. I was there when all of this began. I won just like you did, and now I'm forced to stay here, looking in the faces of all the new winners." He leaves the room and you start looking around the place. On the wall is a picture of a flower. On the painting is the signature of a person called Quentin Stone. And with that, the winner is Novus Fart from District 2. Ignore what this says. This part is irrelevant. They got second place. This part is a lie. It's not canon. Ignore this. This never happened. So good job to Novus for being the winner, and good job for Lil Bubby to getting second, and Firework for getting third. Now, these are all the stats right here. Let's see, these I'm not gonna read the summary because I have to go soon. And so here are our placements. And first we have Novus, then Lil Bubby, then Firework, Gourmand, Anime Survivor, Hunter, Spearmaster, Nightcat, Diana, Imp, Hero, Scat4, Vin, Ruffles, Murdeye, Dotto, Enlightened, Cones, Anup, Not Nice Survivor, Uni, Chris, Vibin, BatBox, Wawa, Toaster Acid, Unk, Logan ISL, Alex, Tourist, Anime Monk, Kuvi, Rivulet, Prada, Shrimpy, Iron, Survivor, Best Mac, Ghost, Dyson, Moonlight, Max, Cern the Dog, Saint, Rudy, Ashical, Flower, Engineer Cat, Ostel, Not Nice Monk, 3D Cat, Barnacle Boy, Tom, Artificer, Fesh, Carlander, Guncat, Subcat and Hat, Ghost Goober, and Zen. Here we have all the districts in order. Worst district is District 30, and then the best district is District 2. Isn't it funny that the last district ended up being the worst? That kind of fits in with the lore of the Hunger Games. And then the MVPs of this game, we have Spearmaster with Tree, and me with Tree. Me as the MVP. How cool. And anyways, that's it for the 7th annual Slunger Games. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed all the lore that was available in the ending. Yes, that's right. There's lore now. There wasn't going to be lore, but then everyone started talking about how I kidnapped all the contestants and put them in my basement, which definitely didn't happen. Don't ask. It never happened. It's a myth, okay? Yeah, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like and subscribe maybe. You don't have to if you don't want to, but yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed, and yeah, see you in the next video, or Hunger Games that I make, whatever. Goodbye, guys.